What's going on, guys? Back at the gym, getting in the training. Kind of trying to figure out what meet I'm gonna do. It's gonna be in sleeves, but just haven't really seen any big meets going on around October, November time frame that kind of fits what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna keep training. I have that kind of mindset of just train and get ready for something around October, November. And if I just keep the plan going towards that, then I should be able to know by then and peak and just be ready to go. So this week I decided to have some fun and, competing in all the federations I do, USPA and RPS. I'll no longer compete in SPF, but just in those federations, USPA requires you to walk out, and it also requires the use of an ER rack. And for me, that's two things that I don't really do in wraps. One, if you watch my videos, you'll see in the mono lift, I usually have the hands in and have a little bit of a wider grip, but with the ER rack, I have to change my hand placement, and that way I can stay inside the rack, because when they push the rack in, my elbows get underneath it, and it's not really the best position for me. So I just got to change that up and make some small adjustments, and then I also got to learn to walk out in wraps. And being that I want to do bigger meets in USPA and be able to kind of do meets wherever and whatever the rules dictate. I think that's how the great lifters do it. They don't just hide in one federation. They don't just stick to one way of training and one way of doing things. They find the meets that all the best lifters are doing, regardless of the rules, and they go out there and perform. You'll have a lot of guys crying about the monolift. That's just because they probably don't know how to use it. If they knew how to use it and was good at it, they'd probably do it. But, I digress. So also trying to figure out some new knee wraps here. I really like the Inzer double ply, and I like the Pioneer Fit ones out of the three that I've tried. I'm just going to keep working with that and keep dialing everything in, and did 650 here for 3 singles, and then worked on some practice pulls, and everything's feeling really good. And the walkout wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, but with the new grip, it definitely put a little bit more stress on my elbow. So just going to have to kind of plan out my training accordingly and have more rest days in between squats and benching, so that the elbow pain doesn't affect my training at all. Been doing these a lot lately with after squats, been throwing in some practice pulls. I feel like this has really helped dial in my technique and get me ready for my heavier deadlift day. I've always had issues with deadlifts, and I feel like if I can just practice some more with lighter weight and really focus on dialing in technique and figuring out what moves the weight the best, then I can make a lot of progress. And later on throughout this week, I ended up hitting a nice deadlift PR, so that'll be in the next video. So I feel like it's all paying off and everything's kind of coming together. The only thing is, just got to do it on the platform. Nobody cares what you do in training. As long as it doesn't correlate to the meet, then you're just a gym lifter and not a meet lifter. So just got to put together a good meet and get the mid 1900 total I know I'm capable of, and progress from there towards the 2000 and so on. So this was the bench press session, close grip upper body accessory day for the week. Worked up to 440 pounds for a triple here, and then worked up to 462 pounds for a double, which is a close grip PR for me. So weights are moving really good, still feel really strong after the meet, feel pretty healthy. So that's why I'm doing the heavier stuff, just to kind of ride it out as long as I can, and see how everything goes before I start a full off season, and see if I can just get some planning put into place. So these are just kind of still pushing the strength phase before I get into more of the hypertrophy phase, and having fun and training and just being smart and making sure that I get good quality reps in, so I can just continue to build from there. So moved on to Swiss bar benching, which will probably be my secondary movement for most of my close grip days, as it did take a lot of the stress off my elbow that was created from the squats. And I feel like it just really targets your triceps, and it really targets your middle chest if you focus on pressing through it. So just those are the exercises that I'm doing. Probably do some extra stuff in the off season, and I'll go over my full off season plan once I have it written up. But right now, just training, pushing the strength phase and just trying to get stronger. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, take care.